we're going to look at this, what's in this box, in this very no frills box. We have a very nice Valken CQMF M17 Mag-fed marker. So I'm guessing the CQMF stands for close quarters mag-fed. I'm just going to take a quick look at this. So whereas the M17 is a glass reinforced nylon body, this is all high quality aluminium, apart from the grip, which is the same as the M17, so steel reinforced. And that was changes they made back for 4 or 5 years ago. It's very nice. One thing that's different between this and the M17 is this comes with a remote line and stock. So rather than an air tank running in the back, you can run an air line. So you can run a remote line, and let me just show you what one of those looks like. So that's a remote air line. So that basically stretches out to around about 4 or 5 feet, and that will attach to any standard paintball tank. So whatever size you like, you go big, you can go small, and then that simply attaches to your remote line adapter there, and then you just simply turn the air on there. And then it's powered up, ready to fire. Take that off for now. Just going to grab a few other things that are in the box. It really is very no frills. So you've got A5, that's an A5 threaded barrel. And one thing you'll notice is that this diameter is 1 inch to there, and then it drops down to 7/8. So you are going to need, if you use an aftermarket barrel, you're going to need a 7/8 diameter, or somebody that specifically makes barrels for the CQMF, but I would say 7/8 is going to fit in there fine. In we go. And then you've got one square head, either first strike or paintball round compatible. It's a winder, it's a wind up mag. That basically you wind it up and you load it. Paintball's all first strike rounds. You've got your ball retainer at the top there. So it holds 19 rounds if you were counting. With this mag, you just put it into your mag well, that catch is released, and then the balls are ready to go. It's pressure from the spring feeds them into the gun. You've got a wider breech on the CQMF than in previous M17 versions. This means loading first strikes much easier. You have flip up sights, come with it as standard, which is they're okay. You know, they're a fairly good polymer. What's really nice about this though is this front handguard attached to a Milspec barrel nut underneath there, so you can remove it and you can fit a Milspec handguard. Now to do that on the M17, the only way of doing that was to get a Milspec nut specially made for it. I think MCS are the guys who make that, and by the time you've bought an aftermarket nut adapter and you bought an aftermarket handguard, you're almost as well buying the CQMF. And I'm just going to grab the M17 and show you the differences. So there's the M17. We put the barrel on there. So the M17 comes ready for a 13CI in the back, and then you can obviously see the differences for yourself. So the materials the M17 at the top is made of is glass reinforced nylon. It's really strong polymer, but not as strong as aircraft grade aluminium. And the magwell, we've found in testing, they're much of a muchness, so there's no real difference between those. One, you have the paddle release, which is good for whatever, whether you're lefty or righty. On this, you've got an ambidextrous release. So you've got a release there and you have a release there. So Valken are considering all types of people, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, they've got you covered with both these versions. The one thing I do notice when I'm in the hand is this feels a lot heavier. So we're just going to put it on the scales and we're just going to see what the difference is. M17 first of all. We're going to put the tank on there as well. 2.340 kilos. So lightweight, 2.4. So yeah, actually there isn't a lot of difference. So with this, as is, weighs the same as the M17 with the tank on the back, give or take a few grams. Does feel a little bit different in the hand, but then that's because this hasn't got everything attached to it at the moment. So another feature with all M17s is they have a full auto function. Because we're in the UK, that's disabled. But if you're elsewhere in the world, then you don't have these restrictors in place. Fairly maintenance-wise, it's fairly straightforward. So much like the M17 is, you basically just pull these clips out, try not to lose them. These pins push out, and basically the whole internals of the gun come out, like so. This makes it incredibly easy to clean it. You can see almost, well you can see all the way through there. So you can get a squeegee in there. You can tidy up this if there's any breaks. Very, very, very simple to maintain. Looking at the bottom here, very easy to adjust your FPS. You get in the toolkit, you get an Allen key to fit in there, and it's simple case of clockwise turns it up, anti-clockwise turns it down. You'll probably find straight out of the box that it's shooting quite low, and you'll probably need to just notch that up a little bit. We'll just put that back in. Right, that is all back together again. As I think you probably can tell, it's fairly straightforward to take this thing apart, clean it up. We're just going to take this handguard off and see what is below. So a couple of grub screws at the top, a couple of screws at the bottom. There you go. That, I believe, is a Milspec barrel nut. We're going to just check. So we're just going to take the first strike. Keymod handguard, which has got Milspec barrel nut. There you go. You've turned your close quarters Valken M17 into a sniper rifle. Any Milspec, any handguard that will fit a Milspec will fit that barrel nut. So before we shoot it, just gonna, if you've liked this video so far, give us a thumbs up and you could subscribe. That would be great. You get notifications from future videos and you can take a look at what we've done in the past. Now, let's shoot it. Let's see what it does. So we were shooting chalk balls through this. We had to adjust the velocity like I thought we would straight out of the box. We had it shooting at around about 270, so incredibly consistent. There was probably a 2 or 3 variances for anywhere. It was sort of between 268 and 273, and it didn't go below that and didn't go beyond that, which is really, really consistent. Which is that consistency is king in paintball. That consistency is what really delivers you accurate shots. So you know that one paintball lands somewhere, you can expect, if it's a consistent marker, that the next paintball is going to land in a similar sort of place. So very impressed with the shooting, very much like the M17. Both great shooting markers, and not a terrible price tag. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, but compared to others where it equals them in terms of performance, it's considerably less. So very impressed with the Valken CQMF. If you're looking for an M17 and you want a few extra features, then this is definitely worth looking at. I've really, really enjoyed shooting this. That's it for this video, and hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.